Good afternoon. This is Kent Blaylock. If I can spit that out. Kent Blaylock with Kent Sports Replays coming to you on this Saturday afternoon on the 27th of June, 2026. And coming to you this afternoon to be continuing my replay of the 1921 World Series between the New York Giants and the New York Yankees using Game Pulse featuring Payoff Pitch. We are 7 games in to this World Series replay. In 1921, it was a best of 9 series instead of a best of 7. So this is game number 8. The New York Giants currently are in a 4-3 lead, as this can be a series clinching win for the Giants or a must win for the Yankees. In 1921, this was the first year that the Yankees were in the World Series in this best of 9 series. And all the games are being played from the Polo Grounds because that's where both teams played for and played from in 1921. So it's can be a walk-off series-ending win for the Giants or a series-extending win by the Yankees. Let's see which way it goes. And it's going to leave me with some decision-making if it goes to game number 9, because it didn't in the real world, because New York Giants won the series 5-3 in 1921. So let's go down to the field, as we're going to be using Game Pulse. And you can see the lineups here. Most interestingly, and it's going to be the third matchup in this series between Art Neff for the New York Giants and Wade Hoyt for the New York Yankees. And they're both have won a game apiece. Neff pitching 13 1/3 innings with a 5.4 ERA, and Wade Hoyt pitching 14 2/3 innings with a 3.07 ERA. So more run support given by the Giants to Neff in the wins. Considerably better batting, better offense from the Giants in this series. It's the pitching that can get suspect for both teams if they go into their benches. And we'll see how this game unfolds as we go down to the field at the Polo Grounds, with the New York Yankees being the home team in game number 8. So we'll have the Giants coming up to bat first. Quick sip of Gatorade. George Burns coming to the plate, batting .310 in this World Series replay, and he batted .299 in the real world. I am having AI make the decisions for both teams, so I'm simply just rolling the die and just letting the chips fall where they may, or the dice fall where they roll. So Burns comes up to bat, Hoyt into his windup. Hoyt, again, in 1921 was 19 13 with a 3.09 ERA. Here's the pitcher's roll. It's going to be a tough 22, and that's a leadoff single by George Burns as he drops one in front of the left fielder, and we'll get a still jump check for Burns. And it failed. That roll of 7 had to be a 2-4 for his sacrifice range. It had to be a 4 and under for a still check for him. Now we're checking for a sacrifice bunt check from Dave Bancroft. And that fails as well. So Bancroft's going to be swinging away. Burns takes a slight lead as Hoyt goes into his windup. It's another tough roll, a 53, and that's a ground ball 2/3. Will they turn 2? It's going to need to be a roll of 6 or less. And they will not. The only play was at first, so it's a fielder's choice, and moves the runner to second. With 1 out, runner in scoring position. Another sacrifice bunt check, this time for Frankie Frisch. His sacrifice range is a 2, 3, or an 11. And it is not in that sacrifice range, so he'll continue with a normal at bat. Frankie Frisch stepping in. Frisch in this replay is He's batting .387. He batted .341 in the real world. Prish steps up. It's going to be a patient roll of 67, and that's just a fly ball into left field. Chick Fuster settles underneath it, and Burns will not be moving over as it wasn't hit deep enough. So with 2 outs, runner on second, Ross Young's coming to the plate. Young's batting feeble 148, well below his 327 average in 21. Young's looks to get something going here. It's another tough roll of 53, and that's just a pop-up down the first baseline. Drifting over into foul territory is Wally Pipp, who makes the play for out number 3. So one left stranded as we go to the bottom of the first, scoreless here at the Polo Grounds. That brings Chick Fuster to the plate. Art Neff was 20-10 in 1921 with a 3.63 ERA. So far in this replay is at a 5.4 and a 1-1 record. Fuster digs in as Neff goes into his windup. Now this is going to be a ballpark roll. Ballpark against right-handed batters, which Fuster is a 1-62, and it'll be a wheelhouse. That roll of 26, it will be a wheelhouse for Fuster. Against left-handed pitching, he has no chance for a home run and a 1-68 chance for a hit. And that 26 will be a single. You can see he had a 1-16 chance for a double, 17-68 for a single. So it's a single. Drop down by Fuster. He's got a still jump check of 3. And that fails. Now sacrifice bunt check for Peckinpah. And that will fail, but we are in a hit and run. It has been activated. Fuster takes a slight lead. He'll be running on contact. It's a tough out. And that tough out struck him out for his first out. And we're going to get another still check. And evidently he did get the still attempt, but he was caught trying to steal. So that will make 2 down now. Runner a race from the base pass. Poor choice of trying to go ahead and steal. And that brings up Elmer Miller to the plate. Miller, the replay batting .290, batted .298 in the real world. So he's pretty much on pace. Miller steps in. Here's the pitch. Tough out, 46. And that's a comebacker to Neff. Fires it over to first for the 1-3 put out. And out number 3, we go to the second, scoreless at the Polo Grounds. That brings up my favorite name in this series, High Pockets Kelly, batting 172 in the replay, batted .308 in the real world. So can he get his bat going as Wade Hoyt goes into his windup? And the pitch, it's an in-play roll of 98, but that's just a fly ball into shallow left field. Chick Fuster settles underneath it for out number 1. That brings Irish Musial up to the plate, brother of Yankee Bob Musial. Irish Musial batting .333 with 2 home runs so far, batted .329 in the real world. Irish Musial steps in. Here is the pitch. It's going to be a tough roll of 69, and that's just a ground ball to second. Aaron Ward over to Pipp at first for the 4-3 put out. And out number 2. Johnny Rollins coming to the plate. Rollins batting .267 in the real world. Here's the pitch. And it's an in-play, 63, and that's a fly ball into right field this time. Musial settles underneath it for the 3rd out, and 3 up and 3 down. And we go to the bottom of the second, scoreless here in New York. That brings up Bob Musial. Musial batting .217 in this replay, batted .318 in the real world with 24 home runs. So he's got a little pop to his bat. Is Musial as he gets the offering. It's a wheelhouse. Now Bob Musial against left-handed pitching. Look at his left-handed pitching. 1-84, and this thing's going to take a trip. And it does. Is crushed and gone. Home run, Bob Musial. So that's the first run of the game as Bob Musial takes 1 yard. And he crushed it. So 1-0 Yankees as Bob Musial swings and drives it out of the park. Home run. That'll bring up Wally Pipp as Art Neff tosses down the rosin bag. Neff, disgusted with himself, left a curveball hanging and it got parked. 393 average for Wally Pipp in this replay, batted 296 in the real world, almost 100 points better. Pipp gets the offering. It's a patient 30, and he one hops the wall between Youngs and Burns in center field for a double after that home run, and they're getting to him right now. Art Neff struggling, and he will be attempting to steal. And there could be an error. Could this score another run? Error check. And he just swipes third. There's no error made, but runner 90 feet from the pay station with no outs. And Aaron Ward coming to the plate. Ward batting 182 in this replay, 306 in the real world. Here comes the pitch to Ward. It's another wheelhouse roll. Again, against left-handed pitching, Ward does not have much pop, but he does have a 1-8 chance. See what he gets. That 06, and what do we have? It's another home run as Aaron Ward takes that offering and takes it deep. And the Yankees are jumping all over Art Neff early, 3-0 Yankees. Home run Baker coming to the plate. The Yankees must-win game. They're coming out playing hard. Baker at the Mendoza line at 200, batted 294 in the real world. Still no outs as 3 runs have come across. In play roll of 70. First out is a ground ball too short. Bancroft over to High Pockets Kelly for the 6-3 putout and out number 1. That's going to bring up the catcher Wally Shang. Shang batting 346 in this replay, batted 316 in the real world. There's the pitch. It's an in-play roll of 83, and that's just a fly ball into center field. Burns, shallow center field, makes the play easily for out number 2. That brings up the pitcher Wade Hoyt. Hoyt batted 222 in the real world. And he's going to have a tough out. And it's a rare play triggered. And he struck him out. Boyd goes down swinging. And that will be out 3, but not before 3 runs come across on 2 home runs by the Yankees in the bottom of the second. And they're up 3-0 as we go to the third. And Frank Snyder coming to the plate. Hoyt with a 3-0 lead, feeling pretty good about his chances. Here is the pitch from Hoyt. And that's going to be another tough roll at 57, and that's a ground ball to first. Pipp makes it, steps on the bag for the 3 unassisted, and out number 1. That brings up the pitcher Neff, batting 167 in this replay. Here is the pitch. It's another in-play roll of 67. That's a ground ball too short. Peckinpah up with it over to Wally Pipp for the 6-3 putout. 2 up and 2 down, and George Burns coming to the plate. Burns singled his first time up. Hoyt into the windup. Burns looking to continue his hitting. We'll get a tough roll of 38, and that's just a pop-up down the first baseline. Wally Pipp into foul territory makes the play easily. 3 up and 3 down for the Giants as we go to the bottom of the third. The Yankees up 3-0. And Chick Fuster coming to the plate. Fuster singled his first time up. Art Neff into the windup and the pitch. And that's just a fly ball into left field on the tough out roll. Our Irish Musial settles underneath it easily for out number one. And we are starting to get some rain here in the Carolinas. Let me take a drink of this Gatorade Zero real quick. Nice summer rain. Peckinpah coming to the plate. He struck out his first time up. Neff into the windup and the pitch. It's another wheelhouse roll, which has not been going Neff's way. Gets left-handed pitching, 1-8 chance for a home run, and that 35 will be a single as Peckinpah takes that offering and drops it in front of Bryce Young's in right field. Jump check. And that will fail. It had to be 2 or under, so you had to roll snake eyes to get a jump check. Sacrifice bunt, 2, 3, and a 12, and that will fail as well. Be a normal at bat for Elmer Miller, who's over 1 on the day. And this will be our first defensive check. It's going to be an error check on the second baseman, who is an error rating of 5, which is the best error rating you get. 1 to 34, and it'll be an error. And that 83 is not. He will make the play. That's just a ground ball to second. And they turn the 6-4-3 double play, 2 down and 1 swing. And we're getting a little bit of a thunder boomer here. So I hope my internet stays up. Kind of enjoy summer rains and summer thunder. God's power on display. And so we go to the 4th with the Yankees up 3-0, taking the ball yard twice and coming to the plate for the Bancroft batting .444 in this replay, 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. This time it's another defensive check. It's going to be an error check on the second baseman, who is a middle of the road 3. So a 1 to 50 chance, and this is an error, and he will make the error. And that's just, he boots it for a 1 base error. So Dave Bancroft on because of the error created. Now the jump check for him, 3 or under. It will not be. And now a sacrifice bunt check. There's a still check earlier, excuse me. Frankie Frisch for the bunt check. And he will fail that, but the hit and run has been activated, so Bancroft will be running on contact. It's going to be a tough roll of 74. That's a ground ball too short, but because it was a hit and run, he might eliminate the double play. And the batter is out, but the runner will advance because of the hit and run. So successfully getting Bancroft over to second. And now sacrifice bunt check for Ross Youngs. And that will fail. So we'll continue with a normal at bat as Young steps in. And that's going to be an in-play roll of 52, and that's just a pop-up behind the plate. Wally Shang tosses the mask aside, ranges underneath it, and gets it for out number 2. That brings up High Pockets Kelly, 0 for 1 on the day. And he's going to get a tough roll of 0-2, and it struck him out as Frank Drummond makes the call for out number 3. Wait, boys. Takes him to the bottom of the 4th. Still up 3-0. And Art Neff on the mound facing Bob Musial, 1 for 1 today with a home run. Musial gets the offering. It's a patient roll, 25, and he follows that home run up with a one hops the wall for a leadoff double by Bob Musial. He's going to attempt to steal. Will not be stealing, but will we be bunting? And it is a successful bunt attempt. So here's the bunt roll, and he's got an A rating. And he successfully lays down the bunt, moves Musial over to third. And we got a runner 90 feet from the pay station with just 1 out, and Aaron Ward coming to the plate. He homered his last time up. This time it's an in-play roll of 48, and that's just a pop-up down the first baseline. High Pockets Kelly makes the play, And Musial will be left on third with 2 outs. Home run Baker coming to the plate with an 0-1 plate appearance as he steps up. It's another in-play roll of 82, and that's just a fly ball into center field. So they leave Musial stranded on third, and no other runs come across as Neff gets himself out of that bind, and we go to the fifth with the Yankees still up 3-0. Iris Musial coming to the plate. Musial 0 for 1 on the day as Wade Hoyt looking to continue his excellent pitching. Gets a tough roll of 26. And as you can see on Iris Musial's card, 20-35. And that's a single that he drops in front of Chick Fuster in left field for a leadoff single. And now a jump check. And that will fail. And now a bunt check from Rollins. And that fails, but we do have the hit and run activated. And so he'll be running on contact. That patient 66 is a ground ball to second. And a hit and run ground out chart. See what we get there. As they can't turn the double play because of the hit and run activated. So that will get the runner over to second. Now another bunt check. And that will not be happening as Iris Musial takes a slight lead. Frank Snyder's swinging away. The in-play roll, and that's just a pop-up into shallow left field, and Roger Peckinpah settles underneath it for out number 2. Iris Musial hoping that the pitcher Neff can get him across. Here's the pitch to Neff. It's going to be a defensive check on the center fielder. It's going to be a range check, which he is a D. And that's not the best. That's almost the worst. The only thing worse is an F, but a 1-45 chance. And this is a hit. And it is not, as he makes a good break on the ball. And it's just a fly ball to shallow center field, which he has to get on his horse to get to. But he makes it. Elmer Miller squeezes it for out number 3. And we got a runner left stranded as we go to the bottom of the fifth with the Yankees still up 3-0. And Neff facing Wally Shang. Wally Shang, his first time up, flew out to center field. Burns settles underneath it. Excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's going to be a tough out roll of 32, and it's a pop-up to second base as Rawlings drifts into shallow right field for the easy put-out for out number 1. That's going to bring up Wade Hoyt. Pitchers, as he gets the roll, it's in his wheelhouse. Now, Hoyt against a left-handed pitcher, a 1-47 chance for a hit. And he does. He drops a single in front of the center fielder Burns as he bloops it over the head of the second baseman. And he's on safely. And will they be attempting to bunt? They will be. Sacrifice bunt check is a B rating. And he does. He lays down the bunt, moves Hoyt over to second, so a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. And Peckinpah coming to the plate, 1 for 2 on the day. And it's his wheelhouse against left-handed pitching, 1-72 chance for a hit. And that 56 is a single. And the runner on second will score, so that will score Hoyt, as it was a RBI scoring single by High Pockets Kelly. And now it's 4-0 Yankees here in the bottom of the fifth, as it's been all Yankees so far in this game. Elmer Miller stepping to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day, and it is pouring down here in North Carolina. My goodness. Neff with the pitch. It's another wheelhouse roll for Miller against left-handed pitching. That 67 will be a single. And runner on second will score. Runner on first advances 2 bases. So runners now on the corners with 2 outs. Bob Musial coming to the plate, 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a home run. Can he continue this hot hitting as Neff looks to pitch himself out of this situation? He gets the tough out roll, and it's just a comebacker to Neff as he's able to get be out to close out the inning, but not before another run comes across, and it is 4-0 Yankees as we go to the sixth inning in this must-win game for the Yankees. George Burns coming to the plate for the Yankees, 1 for 2 on the day. Wade Hoyt, he's pitched 5 innings so far, has only allowed 2 hits and striking out 1. Burns gets the offering. In play roll of 55, and that's a ground ball to third. Home run Baker fires it over to Pip for the 5-3 putout, and out number 1. And that brings up Dave Bancroft. Bancroft steps in. The pitch, in play roll of 65, and that's a fly ball into left field. Chick Fuster settles underneath it for out number 2. That brings up Frankie Frisch, 0 for 2 on the day. And he gets a tough roll of 50. That'll be a ground ball to first base. Pip fields it, steps on the bag for the 3 unassisted. 3 up and 3 down. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. And the AI manager is making a pitching change. Claude Gennard replaces Art Neff. And because the pitcher is fatigued, Gennard has that crazy pitching card. Take a look at this card. He's got ballpark at 2, defensive at 12, and everything else is tough. What a card. But he only pitched 4 innings, allowed 4 hits, and struck out 7 in 1 game. Man, what a card to have a guy to be a closer for you. Wally Pipp steps up, 1 for 1 on the day with a double. And that's going to be a tough roll of 85, and that's just a ground ball to second. Johnny Rollins up with it for the 4-3 putout, and out number 1. Aaron Ward steps to the plate, 1 for 2 on the day with 2 RBIs with that 2 RBI scoring home run. Gennard into his windup, and it's another tough roll of 83, and that's just a shallow fly ball to center field. George Burns breaks on it easily for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. Now comes to the plate, home run Baker, 0 for 2 on the day as Gennard looks to set the side down. Another tough roll of 69, and that's just a ground ball too short. The 6-3 putout, and out number 3. And we go to the 7th inning with the Yankees up 4-0. Coming to the plate for the Giants, Ross Youngs, 0 for 2 on the day as Hoyt steps in, toes the rubber. It's a tough roll of 23, and for Youngs, as you can see on his card, tough roll, 21-24. He drops a double in front of Chick Fuster. Actually, it gets by Chick Fuster into the wall, and leadoff double by Youngs. He will not get a jump, but we're going to see if we can sacrifice bunt him over. And they will not. Just continue with a normal bat as High Pocket Kelly steps to the plate. And it's going to be an in-play roll of 73, and that's a ground ball to second. And the runner advancement check, the runner on second with no outs, runner on second base runs at an 8. Roll 11-12, only play at first base, runners advance. Runner on second advances to third, batter out at first. So he does sacrifice him over. So we got a runner from the pay station, only 90 feet, and they choose to intentionally walk Irish Musial because of his bat. So now we have runners on first and second. Still jump check for Musial, and he will stay. We'll be bringing in a pitch hitter for Johnny Rollins. Smith steps in. Smith, batting 167 in his replay, 336 in the real world. Smith steps up. He gets a patient roll of 94, and it's fly ball into right field. But that will score Youngs, as it was deep enough for a sacrifice fly. So it's now a 4-1 ball game. And Frank Snyder coming to the plate. Irish Musial on first. Snyder gets the offering. Be a tough roll of 55, and that's just a ground ball to first. Pip fields it, steps on the bag for the 3 unassisted, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. As Take Me Out to the Ball Game plays. Hit the bass note at the end. So bottom of the 7th, Yankees up 4-1. Wally Shane coming to the plate 0-for-2 on the day. Claude Gennard into the windup and the pitch. A tough 0-7. We know what a tough roll low is. A call from Frank Drummond. He's struck him out. Route number 1. Now, Babe Ruth comes in to pitch hit for Waite Hoyt. Waite Hoyt's done for the day. Ruth improves the value by almost 100, 893. So it's a good choice. As Ruth steps in, Gennard facing Ruth. It's going to be a tough roll of 79, and that's just a ground ball too short. Bancroft up with it, fires it over to first for the 6-3 putout, and out number 2. And that brings up Chick Fuster, 1-for-2 on the day. Pitch from Gennard. A tough roll of 81, and that's just a fly ball into center field. George Burns makes the play, 3 up and 3 down, and we go to the 8th with the Yankees up 4-1. So we need a new pitcher, and in comes Bob Schalke for the Yankees. And to pitch hit for Claude Gennard, Mike Gonzalez. So that will be the last we see of Gennard. You hate to pull him with that card. Schalke at 18-12 record in 21 with a 4.08 ERA. Schalke into his windup and the pitch. Patient roll of 67. Fly ball into right field. Musial makes the play for out number 1. That brings up George Burns, who's 1-for-3 on the day. Schalke into the windup and the pitch. The tough roll of 31. Pop up into shallow right field. Aaron Ward makes the play easily for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for Dave Bancroft, who's over 3 on the day. Be another tough roll of 22, and Bancroft gets off the hitless streak in the game and drops a single in front of Musial in right field. And we'll see if he'll be trying to steal. He will not. And now Frankie Frisch looking to swing away. It's a ballpark roll, and he is a switch hitter. So it will be his wheelhouse against right-handed pitching. And Frankie Frisch is trying to make this game interesting. 2-run shot. Now it's a 4-3 ball game here in the top of the 8th as Frankie Frisch took it yard, and Bob Schalke tosses down the rosin bag in disgust and looks to sit Young's down. Patient roll of 0-4, and he walks him a little bit shook up after that home run. And will Young's try to steal? He will still attempt, and he is safe. Will there be an error? So they're going to bring, that makes no sense. There's more than, there's 2 outs. It says it's less. I don't know why they're not bringing the corners in. Be a patient roll for High Pockets Kelly, that patient 49, and he is beamed. He hits him. See, now throwing up this defensive alignment, AI manager brings the corners in, runner on third base with less than 2 outs. I don't have a runner on third base. I have him on first and second. So that's a glitch that needs to be addressed. Irish Musial stepping to the plate. We get another patient roll of 80, and he cannot get it done as he lifts the fly ball into center field, stranding two. But the Giants are climbing back into it as now it's a 4-3 ball game as we go to the bottom of the eighth. And coming in to pitch for the Giants is Red Causey. Causey, 2.45 ERA in the 21 season. As Peckinpah, 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Causey into his windup, and it's going to be an in-play roll of 55, and that's just a ground ball 2/3. Frankie Frisch fields it easily over to first for the 5-3 putout, and out number 1. Elmer Miller stepping up, 1 for 3 on the day. Causey into his windup, and it's going to be a patient roll of 84. And that's a ground ball again, this time to short as Bancroft makes the play for the 6-3 putout. 2 up and 2 down. And Bob Musial, who is swinging a hot bat with a home run and a double in this game. Causey. It's another in-play roll. This time, Musial continues the hot hitting as he singles. So he's had a single, a double, and a home run. I don't think he's going to have enough time to try to hit for the cycle, as they did a jump check, but it failed. So Wally Pipp steps up. Here's a roll to Pipp, and he singles, and runner on first would advance 1 base, and because it's 2 outs, he was running on contact and makes it all the way to third. So we got runners on the corners with 2 outs, and can Causey pitch himself out of this bind as he faces Aaron Ward, who's had a good day. Another patient roll of 54, and he is hit by the pitch as Causey comes in a little too high and tight. He's loaded the bases here in the bottom of the eighth. Home run Baker coming to the plate. 0 for 3 on the day as Baker, as he gets the tough roll of 08, and he does what he needs to do. He strikes out home run Baker, stranding 3, and we go to the 9th. 4-3 ball game, and Bud Heine stepping to the plate, second baseman, with very little bat to swing, but he's going to swing away anyhow. Look at that card. Oh, my goodness. Why do we want him in? Why don't we pinch hit for this guy? You got the AI making the decisions. Why would you not? Let's see if I can pinch hit for him. I don't think it's going to allow me because I'm going to go to the bench. Who do I want to bring in? Let's bring in Schreiber. So we are going to bring in a pitch hitter. Here's the pitch to Schreiber. It'll be a patient roll of 65, and what a play. He comes in and he gets it done, dropping a single in. Will they bunt him over? As Snyder will not. He's just going to continue with a normal at bat. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch to Snyder. He had a 320 average. Not going to pull him. It's in his wheelhouse. Oh, my goodness. Against Schalke, who is a right-hander, versus a right-handed 1-30. And this will be trouble. And it is not. He gets the offering. He takes him to the warning track, but Miller makes the play for the out. So the AI manager is now sending Alex Gaston into pitch hit for Red Causey. 1 out, runner on first, as that one almost got out of here, but not deep enough as Gaston steps in, batting .227 in 21. And it's another ballpark roll, and it'll be an in-play roll of 19, and that will be a single. Takes Schreiber all the way to third. So the AI manager will bring the infield in because there's only 1 out and a runner is on third. As Burns, 1 for 4 on the day, he gets the offering. Can he get something done here? And he does. He drops a single in. And we have a tie game, 4-4. And we're going to see if we can bunt. Go bunt. And we have a new pitcher, Rip Collins, come in. That got done. Didn't see that happen, but I knew it'd have to happen. Collins, 11-5 with a 5.44. So there's one out, runners on first and second. And the Yankees desperately want to get out of this inning. It's another patient roll of 13, and he walks him. So the bases are now loaded as Rip Collins can't get it done. And the infield again trying to prevent the run as Frankie Frisch steps to the plate. It'll be a patient roll of 08, and he walks him, and he walks in the go-ahead run for the New York Giants here in the top of the ninth. They had a still jump check, and the bases are loaded, so that's another glitch in the system. Again, trying to prevent another run to come across as Young steps up. Another patient roll of 03, and that's another walk issued to Young's. And now the Giants up 6-4 as the Yankees are falling apart here in the ninth. And we cannot steal. High Pockets Kelly coming to the plate. One out, bases loaded. And it's a defensive check on the center fielder, his range, which is a D, which is not good. And he gets a hit. And that's a single. And two more runs come across as the Giants are blowing this game open here in the top of the ninth as the Yankees watch their chances go up in smoke here in the ninth inning. Rip Collins is yakking it away. Iris Musial to the plate. See that's a tough roll. It's another single. And another run comes across. It's now a 9-4 Giants lead. And Babe Ruth replaces Rip Collins. So Babe Ruth coming in to pitch. Ruth says, what has happened as they're now down 9-4? It all turned on a dime. Patient roll, 91, and that's a ground out too short. Can they turn the double play, which they desperately need? And they do not. Another run comes across, and that, what's the roll on that? Oh, because they had a defense infield end, that hit got through. So there's still just one out, and it's now 10-4 the Giants as the Yankees have fallen apart in this game. And now it's a double by Frank Snyder. And another run comes across, and it's now 11-4. And oh, how the mighty have fallen. Babe Ruth getting roughed up as well. It's another ballpark roll. And we're going to have a double play attempt, it seems. And we have runner advancement. Runner from third base is out at home. So they gunned him out at home to prevent another runner coming across. As it was grounded to third, the runner did not stay, so they gunned him out at home. But now runners on first and third, 11-4 game as George Burns comes to the plate. It'll be a patient roll of 20. That's another walk to load the bases as the Yankees have completely fallen apart here in the ninth. Another defensive check, error check on the shortstop, which is a 3, which is middle of the road. And the final out as he makes the play, 6-3 put out for out number 3, but not before 8 runs come across in the ninth inning. Oh my goodness, the Yankees. Oh, their hearts must be breaking because this looks like it's going to be the end of their first World Series in 1921. As Wally Shane comes to the plate, can they get a rally going? It's Jesse Barnes is on the mound. 15-9 with a 3.1 and 6 saves in 1921. Barnes into his windup. It's an in-play roll of 17, and Shang leads off with a single as he drops one in front of the center fielder, Burns, and Shang looks to be sacrificed but he will not. It's just going to be a normal at bat as Babe Ruth steps to the plate. And it's going to be a patient roll of 84, and that's just a fly ball into center field. He hits it deep, but not deep enough for out number one. Now, Fuster coming to the plate, 1 for 3 on the day. Here's Fuster. It's going to be a patient roll of 54, and that's a ground ball to first. And they had a hit and run going, so we'll see what happens here. They get the runner at first. Shane makes it to second because he was running, but that's 2 outs. Roger Peckinpah, the last chance saloon for the Yankees, as he gets an in-play roll. That in-play 9, he does come through, and Shane will score, so they put a run across. So now it's 11-5. Can they keep it going as Elmer Miller comes to the plate? Peckinpah on first. Here's the pitch to Miller. It's going to be a tough roll of 12. And to close out this game, strikes him out. And the Giants take the series 11-5. Frankie Frisch being your most valuable player. Winning pitcher, Red Causey. Losing pitcher, Rip Collins. And this game was tight until the 9th inning, when it all fell apart for the Yankees as 8 runs come across. My goodness, what a disaster for the Yankees as 8 runs come across, and they lose this 1921 World Series 11-5. It was 4-3 going into the 9th, and the Giants just blew it off the rails. Or no, it was at 4-4 going into the 9th, and they just blew the game wide open in the 9th inning. 8 runs coming across. Or was it 7? Oh, I can't remember. I just know they got pounded there in the 9th inning. And that's going to do it. That's going to conclude my 1921 World Series replay. As was in real life, the Giants win the series 5-3, the best of 9 series. And what fun this has been doing this 1921 replay. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to continue my 1972 replay with the Pittsburgh Pirates, featuring the final season of the legendary, I can't even think of his name right now. Oh, Roberto Clemente. Man, it's one of those, you're on camera and you're recording and you go into a brain freeze. Roberto Clemente's final season before his tragic death and his 3,000th hit season. And I hope you will join me for those as well. I hope you have a great day today. It's kind of rainy and wet here in the Carolinas right now, but God gets the glory in it all. Soli Deo Gloria.